Going on a little road trip tomorrow, but I gotta do some maintenance first. You're watching Days of Pain and Victory. I'm Josh, and on this episode, going on a little road trip. Got a family reunion of sorts to go to tomorrow. And yeah, we're just taking the Yukon, but I wanted to test out these hand-cooked Dynapros that I actually bought like a year ago, and I haven't had a chance other than in the, the snow, and we live on a dirt road and stuff. They've been great for that. But there's a couple little trails I want to check out tomorrow on the way. But I really need to replace the air filter. I haven't done it since we've lived out here. It's been, several years driving on the dirt road, so gotta get that replaced. The belt's been squealing, so I got a new belt. I think we'll just swap that out. I need to tighten down the battery because it's just loosey-goosey in there, and I want to clean out the inside because mistakes were made the other day and it's super dirty. I mean, when you compare it to new, it's definitely dirty. Sweet, air filter check. Let's do this belt here. All right, so if you've never changed one of these serpentine belts, they're pretty easy. So it has this tensioner here, so it's putting spring pressure against the belt that way. So you just put your ratchet on there and pull back on it, and you can loosen the belt and pull it right off. All right, new belt's in. So it was definitely a stretch. I could get to that bolt right back there with the socket, and now it's like almost covered by the pulley. But another tip with these serpentines, I always take a picture of them before I take it off, so I know like the routing, because somehow in the 2 seconds that I have it off, I forget what it looked like, and that proved to be helpful this time around, getting it back on there. So all right, that's all done. Next, I just want to clean this thing out because, yeah, it got super dirty. I can tell you about that later, but anyway, let's just get this cleaned up. Sweet, that is so much better. It probably don't look like much in camera, but got all the seats wiped down. It was disgusting. Anyway, I think I'll load up a few tools tonight, and we're hitting the road bright and early tomorrow and checking out a couple cool trails. Well, a couple trails I've never been to anyway. God, I got this cell phone mount for the the windshield. That way I can see my navigation good and all that. You can just suction cups to the window. Sweet, got that all set up. This is one of my favorite roads. I've driven this thousands of times, but it's Bradshaw Road coming out of Cheney. I love the windy through the pine trees, the rocks, lots of good stuff to look at. But anyway, they're out today, about 175 miles to my grandpa's place, and got a couple little trail systems I want to check out. They're like 1 or 2 out of 10. They're not even trails really, but should be some cool dirt roads with some cool views, and I've never been there before, so check it out. Springtime in eastern Washington, I think it's pretty cool. Got all the different crops coming up at different times. I mean, where I live it's mostly wheat, but there's some peas and some beans and a few other things too, but I just think it's cool. Like, they're just barely popping up over on this side, a little further along there, and then, you know, as the year progresses, all that wheat just turn into amber waves of grain, you know, pretty sweet. But I think a lot of times people think about Washington, they either think Seattle or they think like the deserty sagebrush middle. And Eastern Washington's got like a cool mix of this, you know, rolling hills, farmland, and mountains. Dropping into Malden here pretty soon, and you end up getting a bunch more pine trees and stuff. It's pretty cool. And then where I live, Spokane, it's actually pretty mountainous, which is cool. Like, we're right on the border of Idaho, and you know, you travel 20 miles west and you get into kind of the rolling hills, 20 miles east and you're in the mountains. So I like it over here in Eastern Washington. It's pretty sweet. Really cool little town that you just kind of drive by on the main route. Rosalia, and we had a lot of football games, basketball games, band trips to the old Rosalia. Oh yeah, this bridge is sweet. Pretty sweet little bridge. You gotta get off the main route, man. I mean, these little side roads are awesome. And there's a ton of old vehicles just like parked at random farms and houses and stuff. Almost feel like we need to go drive for deals sometime. Knock on some doors, ask some questions, see what's available. Kind of feels good to get out of the shop, I'm not gonna lie. That town we just drove through, Oaksdale, when I was in my house building days, helped build an addition on a house there, and that is about an hour and a half drive from where I was living at the time. So we'd hop in the boss's truck, hour and a half drive every day, both ways. That's quite the commute for me, but kind of cool to know that I built something there and it's still there. That was, I don't know, dang near 20 years ago. So, pretty cool. I think we're getting pretty close to the first trail system that I wanted to check out. So, I'm really liking this OnX, even for basic navigation. Like, I pre-planned my route, and so it shows up there. You can pick what color you want for your route, and I just love how all the details of all the other landmarks and roads and stuff show up so well. A lot better than you know, other map apps. They just don't show the detail of the different the terrain and the different creeks. And I just realized that for a bunch of that route through Malden and stuff, there's actually some hiking trails that are right there, which is kind of cool. So anyway, should be close to the trail here. I'm excited to get on some dirt. 1870. Actually, don't know if I've ever been in this town. Cute little place. Sometimes there's old cars. Keep an eye out. Sometimes these little towns have pretty cool like days. Like this might have Farmington days. A lot of times that's where you can find a car show. I know like Oaksdale's got them, and then Palouse, which we may or may not, they have a really cool rat rod car show. And yeah, and this place is cool. Really nice yards and stuff. Not seeing any old rigs. Yeah, it's official. We're in the gravel. Sweet. No more pavement for a little bit. Holy moly, it's pretty out here. This is awesome. Look at those purple flowers. Yeah. I just get loose on the gravel and I'm so excited. So that's how I can tell it's been way too long since I've had my own stuff out. Starting to make a climb now. Woo-hoo. Oh, I think we're about to the start of the trail. And by trail, this is probably what it is, just dirt road in the mountains, but it's cool. Beautiful day, got the window down. Might open the sunroof even. See a couple rigs on this road. It's kind of, wasn't expecting that. I mean, I guess it is the weekend. But pretty cool. Pretty cool, this stuff's so close to home. Looks like there's camping and stuff in here, so I might have to check that out. It's a beautiful area and be a great place to camp. I know. Well, I tried to get a few drone shots there. Still trying to learn that thing, you know. And oh, the gimbal keeps going gimbal overload, so kind of lame-o there. We'll try it again here, maybe at the next cool spot, see if we can get it up in the air again. Maybe it won't. Maybe it's too windy way up in the air. I don't know. So maybe I need a better drone. But it is beautiful. Check it out. This is cool. Iron Mountain Campground. Let's check it out real fast. Almost missed that sign right there. This is rad. Very cool view. Check that out. So nice little campsite there. We got to get back on the road. So I really want to check out the next spot, and I only have so much time. So this is cool. Almost 2-track. Almost. A little bit of grass in between there. So I just drove by a bunch of campers that had like dirt bikes and stuff. So this might be a spot where we can take the girls' quads and stuff, which would be super fun. definitely gonna look into that a little bit more. There might actually be some wheeling here. Not full-size wheeling, but quad wheeling. That'd be cool. Yeah, this place is cool. Definitely need to come back and maybe bring the girls' quads and ride around a little bit. So, all right, it's time to cruise. I want to get over to that next spot. We're going to Moscow Mountain. I hope that it's open, and it looks like it might be a little more difficult than just this dirt road, but it doesn't really matter how hard things are sometimes. It's just a matter of getting out here and, you know, enjoying God's creation, and enjoying the trees and the flowers and the views, and getting up in elevation a little bit. The views here are so cool. This is a cool place. All right, now we're out of that McCroskey State Park and into the Clearwater National Forest, and views are still awesome. This is my favorite type of driving right here, where it's, you know, the road's pretty decent, it's really windy, and it's dirt. Love driving on these gravel roads. I am kind of cruising because I'm trying to make sure I got time for Moscow Mountain. But this drive is a little bit bigger than I thought. But it's all good. I think we'll have time. Hopefully Moscow Mountain's not closed. Well, that was a really cool road, and I definitely want to get back there. There's so much camping. I had no idea, and that's kind of what this trip's all about. Is just explore a little bit, see these places that are close that I've never been. And towards the end there, it was kind of it went into Clearwater National Forest and then back into McCroskey State Park, and there's a trail called the Korth Trail that looks like an ATV trail. Definitely want to get down there with the little Suzukis and check that out. I think that'd be sweet. So now we're cruising, trying to make it over to Moscow Mountain. I got about 2 hours to get to where I need to be, so can't be messing around too much, but yeah, I think this is gonna be cool too. All right, well, my event starts in 2 hours, and if I drive straight there in the normal way, it's like 1 hour and 35. So we're gonna try to hit Moscow Mountain on the way back home. So I think there's gonna be enough daylight we can do that. So I'm just gonna cruise on down to my grandpa's place, and hopefully I leave enough time in the day to hit that trail on the way home. All right, back on the road. Good to see all the family. It's a memorial service, so that's not the most fun, but it was good to see everyone, good to see my grandpa. And yeah, so no playing with his toys at all. Feeling a little tired. He was actually in the hospital last weekend, so just healing up. But yeah, good to see everyone. Taking a different route now, trying to head over to Moscow Mountain. We're on the Camas Prairie and trying to drop down to Clearwater River. So I don't know that I've ever been on this road. May have been on it when I was a kid, like when my dad was driving, but I don't remember it. So I'm pretty excited. It's beautiful. Look at it. All right, coming down the grade here. I think this is what's gonna drop us down by the river. So definitely thankful for those power stop brakes I put on this thing. Did it slotted cross-drilled rotors, power stop pads and all that stuff. So definitely, I think it made a big difference on the stopping characteristics. So all the grades and stuff that we have around here, it's nice having good brakes. This has actually been a pretty decent rig. We got it when I moved down to Boise for Allison to drive, and it had like 80,000 miles. Now it's got over 200,000 miles. And it's been pretty much problem-free, which is pretty awesome. Now the trans gets a little hot. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get a new new transmission for it before too long. I've just changed the fluid every year now, and that seems to help in the summer months. But yeah, I mean, over 200,000 miles. Also, the suspension needs gone through. Like the shocks and struts are blown. So I kind of want to lift it. I was thinking about doing those Rancho Easy Lift struts. It's like a 2-inch lift, plus they're adjustable for different ride characteristics. And then I'll do the ball joints and maybe get some upper control arms. Just a little boost, you know, a little budget boost. What do you guys think? Right now, it definitely looks like a soccer automobile, but it's got good power still. It's got that 5.3 LS. It's in super good shape. So, like, it's nice having a nice sound system in the leather seats and the heated seats and AC that's ice cold. Maybe I can make it cool just by a few little custom things. It'd be awesome to put the GMC truck front end on this thing. Views are amazing. We're not down to the river yet. There must be another grade.
In 2 miles, turn left onto River Road.
All right, made it down to the Clearwater River. I think we're gonna be crossing the Cherry Lane Bridge here. I think that's what I had planned out. Haven't been over that thing in a long time. Might not even be the Cherry Lane Bridge. Is that new? That's right, Cherry Lane Bridge might have got wiped out a while back. Pretty sure there's some pretty massive like flooding of the river a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is
Turn left onto Hubbard Gulch Road.
Pretty sure this is a new bridge from when I was a kid. I don't remember this. I'll see if I can find some old pictures of it. I'm pretty sure it was like one of those metal covered bridges, which is pretty cool. But glad they got it replaced at least. Gaining some elevation now. Still on the pavement, but it feels steep. Holy moly. Trans temps climbing. To watch that. Whew. 96. What is that town? Finally came down. There's a nice little stretch on the top there where temps cooled, outside temps cooled down and started dropping. Yeah, 178 now, sweet. I'm gonna try to find a place to grab something to drink here. Troy, Idaho. And I think we're like basically at the trail, maybe 10 more miles. So, should be a good time. All right, back in the dirt. Got meat and cheese stick, some water, good to go. So, not sure how far out we are from the trail yet, but it's gotta be getting close. Pretty excited. I think this one's supposed to be a little more dirt, a little less gravel. So, test out how those hand-cooked Dynapros work. Well, that sucks. It ain't open yet. Dang it. Well, that's kind of a bummer. That was all gated off. I'm gonna check the other side of the mountain. Probably gated off if this side is. But we'll check it out anyway since I'm over here. And if that's not open, then I gotta just haul butt home. So, still on the dirt though. Still pretty. Still a good time. All right, well, this side's open, so that's cool. I'm following a side-by-side right now. Getting dusted out. So, try to do this little section of trail and then zip on home. It's very, very steep and washboardy. But other than that, it's a dirt road. Feels good to be on a dirt road. The forest is dense, it's cool. These trees are huge. Love it. That's what it's all about right here. Getting to these views. Check that out. Doesn't matter where you drive. So, man, got probably this much trail left, and I gotta haul butt home. I've got probably an hour and a half of driving to do in an hour and 10 minutes. All right, well, I'm back on the pavement, back in familiar territory. That was fun, put the dirt road miles down today. And it's just pretty refreshing to do that once in a while. It's been too long. So, you don't have to have anything crazy to go out and just see the woods, see some dirt roads. Just something a little bit more than a passenger car. The Gambler 500 guys would argue that you know, you can do it in a Civic. Just as long as you got some tires that ain't gonna pop on the rocks. Yeah, get out there and explore. I did a lot of exploring just in that stupid Kia I had. Took it places it should not have been, but it was fun. So anyway, thanks for going on this little trip with me. I'll be back on the Jeep. Got lots of work to do, and yeah, I gotta get that thing knocked out. So all right, wheel it, wreck it, wrench it, repeat. See you next time.